In today's video, I'm going to show you how to defeat every single champion to get your champion's cape. This video took forever to produce and get all the champion scrolls and things like that. So if you guys could drop a sub, I would definitely appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave a comment down below. And it's the champion's cape. It's more of a, hey, I wasted like 50 to 100 hours of time just to get this cape. But if you're looking to be in a small set of players in the old school Runescape community, definitely a cool cape to have. That said, again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like for the algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next one. Today's video is a quick guide to killing the Imp Champion. This is required to get the Champion's Cape. For those of you guys that don't know, you need to go to the Champions Guild, which is just south of Varrock. And once you're here, you can go ahead and go through the door and then also go open the trap door. And I also do want to go over requirements. You will need 32 quest points, and that basically gives you access to the Champions Guild. You also need to be in a member's world, and the fight itself is relatively easy. But before we get to the fight, you do need a Imp Champion scroll. And if you don't know how to get one, I do have a quick guide on getting the Imp Champion scroll. It is a 1 in 5k chance from imps anywhere in Gielinor. So again, check out my video on that to get the scroll quickly. And once you have one, you'll just go to the basement of the Champions Guild. The fight itself is against a level 14 imp. We're starting out easy, and then we'll go to the harder bosses in future quick guides. So if you're interested in that, make sure you sub. There are special rules for every single one of these boss fights, and for this one, it's just that you can't use special attacks during the fight. It's level 14. You can use any kind of style you want, mage, range, or melee. Feel free to pick whatever one you want to use. I'm going to be here for a while, so as you can see, my inventory is kind of set up a little differently than yours might be. Go ahead, bring food, bring the scroll, obviously. I'm personally going to use magic for this just because I can. This is my gear setup in case you're wondering. Now, I do want to say, if you die and lose this fight, you do not get your champion scroll back, and you will have to go get another champion scroll. Also, once you complete a boss fight, you no longer are able to get a champion scroll in general. Just want to call that out there. Again, level 14 fight, you need to talk to Larxus. And once you talk to him, go ahead and ask to be given a challenge. I'm going to go ahead and use the Imp Champion scroll on him. He's going to ask like, hey, are you ready? Blah, blah, blah. It tells you the rules of the fight, so I can't use special attacks. And then we're going to go ahead and say, yes, let me add him. Now all you got to do is go down the trapdoor by the statue here. And once you are in here, there is the imp. You need to go ahead and open the door and then just start smacking the imp. That's it. Again, the imp is only level 14, so we're starting out small, not super hard to fight. And your rewards are 160 Slayer XP and 160 hit points. After you're done with that, we can go ahead and leave. And also, once you do beat a boss, you can go over here to the Chest of Champions. This is on the north side of the room for extra rewards. So well done, you've defeated the Imp Champion. Here's your reward. So we can go ahead and rub that, and you get an extra 1600 XP in Slayer and hit points. And then I guess they make you go ahead and proceed. You also unlock a music track as well. So with that said, that's all there is for the Imp Champion. Today's video is going to be a quick guide on killing the Goblin Champion for the Champion's Cape. The requirements are 32 quest points in order to get into the Champion's Guild, as well as be on a member's world. And you also need a Goblin Champion scroll, which is a 1 in 5k drop chance from a goblin. If you don't know the best place to kill goblins to get the Champion scroll, make sure you check out my quick guide on my channel. For those of you guys that don't know where the Champions Guild is, it is just south of Varrock on this little path here. Once you get here, you can go through the door and go open the trapdoor. For every boss fight, there is a special rule. For the Goblin, the special rule is that the player can only use magic. Don't come in here with melee, don't come in here with range. Make sure you come in with magic. That's the only style that'll hurt it. So don't waste your champion scroll. Also, another thing that can happen is that the goblin can cast a spell that drains prayer points. That said, it's only a level 24. You shouldn't be using prayers and things like that anyway, so just keep that in mind. Your inventory, make sure you bring food, and that's really all you need. I have a bunch of different stuff because I'm doing a bunch of these champion scrolls at the same time and just kind of hammering out some videos. So you don't need all the champion scrolls, just bring food and bring your Goblin Champion scroll. Once you're in your magic gear, Again, magic gear, magic weapon. Don't be that person in the comment section saying that you couldn't do any damage because you didn't listen to the whole video. Just throwing that out there. Once you are ready to go, again, level 24, if you teleport out or if you die, you do not get your champion scroll back. So just keep that in mind. This is a one and done. If you lose or you die, you have to go get another champion scroll. So make sure you're fully ready. If you're a lower level, maybe wait till you're a higher level. If you're higher level, it should be a piece of cake. When you're ready, use your Goblin Champion scroll on Larxus. He will tell you the special rules and then ask you if you want to proceed, and then you can say yes. Once you do that, a trapdoor will open right next to the statue. Go ahead and open the door that is here and then start attacking the goblin. And again, we have a trident, so we just murdered the goblin. And you will get your reward, which is 128 Slayer XP, 128 hit points XP. After that, you can go ahead and go back through the same door that you came through and climb up the ladder. There's an extra prize in the north room. There's this chest here. Go ahead and click on the chest and it says, well done, you've defeated the Goblin Champion. Here is your lamp. This gives you 1280 XP and Slayer and hit points. It'll ask you if you want to use it. Feel free if you want to. And that is all there is to it. That is my quick guide to killing the Goblin Champion. In today's video, I'm doing a quick guide on killing the Skeleton Champion for the Champion's Cape. The requirements are 32 quest points, and you must be in a member world, and of course have a Skeleton Champion scroll, which you get from a 1 in 5k drop chance from skeletons themselves. If you guys don't know the best place and most efficient way to kill skeletons, make sure you check out the guide that is on my channel. With that said, the Champions Guild is south of Varrock, for those of you guys that don't know, so you can just teleport to Varrock and run south, and the Champions Guild is right here. Once you are here, you can go ahead and walk in and go down the trapdoor. For the Skeleton Champion, there is a special rule that you can only use range. So since you can only use range, make sure you have a bow and arrow or a crossbow with bolts or a blowpipe, literally anything that is range. You cannot use melee or magic. Please don't be that person in the comment section below saying that I did not tell you because you skipped through the video and thought you knew everything. Don't be that person, right? We want to laugh at that person. Don't be that person. I would also fill your inventory with food as well, just in case. This isn't a very high level. It's only a level 40, but if you die or you teleport out, you actually lose the champion scroll. So it's a one-time use. It's one and done. So make sure you are ready for this fight. You're prepared. Again, it's only a level 40, but if you're a lower level player, just make sure you bring enough food and items to get through this fight. If you're a higher level player, you'll kill it in like 5 seconds. You'll be fine. Once you are ready, go ahead and use your Skeleton Champion scroll on Larxus. It will tell you that in this fight, you're only allowed to use ranged attacks and that melee and magic will not work. So go ahead and click continue. Say yes, you are good to go. Run down the trap door. There's a door here. I don't know why that they give you that camera angle. Go through the door and then start smacking the skeleton. And again, if you're a higher level, this will take you a solid like 5 seconds if you can actually hit. Look at that. That's awesome, the skeleton, though. It's like in a samurai. Like, it's pretty dope. So once you're done killing them, you will be rewarded with 232 Slayer XP and hit points XP. That is all there is to it. You can run back through the door. You can climb up the ladder. And then on the north side of the room, there's a chest that you can open for more rewards. So go ahead and run to that chest. Once you're at this chest, it'll say that you have defeated the Skeleton Champion, and it'll give you a lamp. You can go ahead and use that lamp for 2320 XP and Slayer and hit points, and then you can proceed to use it if you want. That is all I have to it. Today's video is a quick guide on killing the zombie champion for the Champion's Cape. Those of you guys that don't know, you need 32 quest points as well as to be on a member's world. You also need to have obtained a zombie champion scroll, which is a 1 in 5k drop from zombies around Gielinor. If you guys don't know the most efficient way to get the champion scroll, make sure you check out that video on my channel. I have a quick guide for it. The Champions Guild is located south of Varrock, so you can just teleport to Varrock and run south. Once you get to the Champions Guild, go ahead and open the door and go through the trap door. This will take you to the basement. Every single boss has their own little special rule. The zombie itself is level 51, and its special rule is that the player has to use only melee or range. Do not come out here with magic, smacking it, and saying in the comment section that you died because you came out with magic because you didn't listen to the whole video. You need to either have melee or ranged. If you die during this fight, or if you teleport out, you will lose the champion scroll and have to go farm another one. So make sure you're a high enough level to do this. and make sure that you know for sure you're going to be able to actually finish this fight, because it's annoying to have to go get another champion scroll again. I mean, I don't know from experience, but I could see that being the way. So again, you can only use melee or ranged. For your inventory, you should just fill it up with a bunch of food. You can also bring some prayer pots if you want as well. I'm doing multiple guides, so that's why I have all the extra armor in there. Just throwing that out there. You don't need it. Just bring food. Once you're ready to go, the zombie champion scroll can be used on Larxus. He will then tell you the special rule. And again, this one is you are not allowed to use any magic attacks. He'll ask you if you want to proceed. Just click yes. Go down the trap door. And once you're ready, open the door and start the fight. And again, if you're a higher level, this will take you a solid 5 seconds. If you're a lower level, it might get a little dicey, but it's only a level 51, so it's not that big a deal. Once you are done killing it, you will get 240 Slayer XP and Hit Points XP. Once you're done, go ahead and run out the door that you came in, climb up the ladder, and north, there are more rewards in this chest. So when you run north, go ahead, click on the chest. It'll say you've defeated the zombie champion. Here's your reward. It'll give you a nice lamp with 2400 Slayer XP and Hit Points XP. It'll ask you if you want to proceed. You do you. That is all there is to it. Today's video is a quick guide to beating the giant champion for the Champion's Cape in Old School RuneScape. The requirements are 32 quest points as well as being in a member's world. You also need to have a Giant's Champion scroll with you, which is a 1 in 5k chance from Giants. The Champions Guild is just south of Varrock. You can either teleport to Varrock or run there, and it is to the south. Once you get here, you can go ahead and go through the door and then open and climb down the trapdoor next to the stairs. Every single champion boss has its own special rule. The Giant is a level 56. And the special rule is that players can only use melee. Do not come in here with range or magic. You can only use melee. Don't be that person in the comment section down below complaining that I didn't tell you that, because I did, and it shows that you skipped through the video. For the inventory, I would also probably bring some food or some prayer pots. If you're a lower level, consider waiting and to do this until you're a higher level, because once you die or teleport out, or you're not able to finish the fight for any reason, you do actually lose the champion scroll itself, and you'll have to farm another champion scroll, which could be 1 in 5k. You could get it in 20 kills. You could get it in 28k kills. Again, once you are set up using melee, you can go ahead and use your giant champion scroll on Larxus. He will then tell you the special rule, and again, you are only allowed to use melee attacks, no range or magic. Go ahead and do yes, let me at him. And again, just use the best gear you have. Go ahead and open the gate when you're ready. There is the champion. Go ahead and smack him in the face. Again, higher levels, this is super easy. Lower levels, just bring some food. You should be all right. Just make sure that you are able to kill them. But if you're able to kill giants, go fight some hill giants or some other things and just make sure you can kill them. Once you are done, 280 Slayer XP and Hit Points XP is awarded to you. And go back through the door that you came through, climb up the ladder, and head north, because there is another prize for you to get. All right, it'll say, well done, you have beat the giant champion, and it'll give you a lamp. Go ahead and use that lamp if you want to for 2800 XP in Slayer and Hit Points. It'll ask you if you want to proceed. You do you, and that is all there is to it for the giant champion. Today's video is a quick guide on how to beat the Hobgoblin Champion for the Champion's Cape in Old School RuneScape. In order to do this, you need 32 quest points, be in a member's world, and also have the Hobgoblin Champion scroll, which you can get from any hobgoblins around Gillinor, and it is a 1 in 5,000 drop chance. For those of you guys that don't know, the entrance of the Champions Guild is south of Varrock, and that is where you will go in order to defeat the Hobgoblin Champion. So just teleport to Varrock, run south, and it is just to the south of Varrock. Once you are here, go through the door, and then find this trap door, open it, and then climb down it. So the Hobgoblin is a level 56, and every single boss for the Champion's Cape actually has a special rule. This rule is that you cannot use melee, so you have to use range or magic in order to kill this boss. So do not bring in melee and then complain to me in the comment section that you couldn't kill the boss. You literally cannot attack him with melee attacks. Keep that in mind, range or magic. For me personally, I'm going to be using magic. I have a trident and a mage setup. kind of scuffed because I'm an Iron Man, so not matching, but it is what it is. For your inventory, make sure you bring some food or prayer pots if you're a lower level. But if you're a lower level, I highly recommend getting to a higher level, because if you die or have to teleport out, you actually lose the champion scroll and have to get the 1 in 5k drop from hobgoblins once again, and ain't nobody got time for that. With all of that said and out of the way, once you are down here, you can go ahead and use the Hobgoblin Champion scroll on Larxus. He will ask you if you actually want to do the fight, and he will tell you the special rule. Again, the fight, you are not allowed to use melee attacks, which is fine because we have a trident. Say yes, and then the trapdoor opens up, so go ahead and climb down that. There's a door here, so go ahead and walk through the door. And then there's the Hobgoblin. You can just go ahead and smack him. Again, if you're a higher level, this won't take very long. If you're a lower level, good luck. But again, you can actually use prayers here, so you can pray if you need to, so just keep that in mind. Once the Hobgoblin is dead, you will get 232 Slayer XP and 232 hit point XP. After that, you can go ahead and open the door again, and then climb up the ladder. After you climb up the ladder, you can go to the north, and there's a chest of champions. Go ahead and click on that. There's actually an extra reward. It'll say, well done, you've defeated the Hobgoblin Champion. Go ahead and click here for your reward. And then you get a Champion's Lamp. You can go ahead and use it for 2,320 XP in Slayer and hit points. It'll ask you if you want to proceed. You do you, and that is it. So with that said, that is all there is to killing the Hobgoblin Champion. Today's video is going to be a quick guide on how to kill the Ghoul Champion. The requirements to kill the champion is 32 quest points and be in a member's world. You also need to have gotten the Ghoul Champion scroll, which is a 1 in 5k drop from ghouls. If you guys don't know the most efficient way to get the Ghoul's Champion scroll, make sure you check out my quick guide on my channel. With that said, the location of the Champions Guild is just south of Varrock, so you can teleport to Varrock and then run south. Once you get here, make sure you go through the door and run down the trap door. Once you go down the trap door, I do want to go over the equipment you need as well as the inventory. And actually, this champion scroll is kind of a weird one. Every champion has a special rule, and this rule is that you can't use any armor and no inventory. The only thing you can use is weapons. And what you want to use is a halberd and stay out of melee distance so you can pray range, because again, you can't have any food or anything in your inventory. You need a way to be able to protect yourself. That is one strategy. The other strategy is to use a range weapon like a blowpipe, a bofa, a crystal bow, something that doesn't need ammo in your ammo slot, because you can't use your ammo slot. Also, you can use throwing weapons like knives and things like that as well if you're a lower level. The boss itself is a level 85. With that said, my inventory, there's nothing in my inventory, and I personally am going to be using a blowpipe for this method. I am using Armith's darts, and make sure that you have fully charged prayer. The fight won't last too long. It's only level 85, but make sure you don't need prayer pots or anything like that, because again, you can't have anything in your inventory. So with that, when you are ready to go, make sure you use your Ghoul scroll on Larxus. Once you use your scroll on Larxus, he will ask you if you're sure. You say yes, and you can go down. Again, no armor, no inventory, literally just a weapon and your protection. When you're ready, make sure you go down. Again, it's level 85, so make sure you're a high enough level that you're going to be able to kill it, because if you don't kill it or have to teleport out, you lose your champion scroll and have to get a 1 in 5k drop again. So I'm going to go ahead and go down again. Protect from range is going to be on, and stay out of the distance that the ghoul can hit you. Again, you can't even wear an Ava's device or anything like that because it is armor, so you are literally just stuck hitting it just like that. And there we go, we are awarded 400 Slayer points and hit points. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my Amethyst darts because Iron Man mode. And then when you're done with that, you can go ahead and run through the door you just came through. And then go ahead and climb up the ladder. And then north of the room, there is actually a chest of champions. You can go ahead and click on the chest. It'll say, well done, you have defeated the Ghoul Champion. Here is your reward. Go ahead and rub the Champion's Lamp, and it will give you an extra 4,000 Slayer points and hit points. And then you can go ahead and hit proceed if you want to. And that is all there is to the Ghoul Champion scroll. Again, kind of a weird one because you can't use armor or inventory. In today's video, I'm going to go over how to kill the Earth Warrior Champion in old school RuneScape for the Champion's Cape. For the requirements, you need 32 quest points. Also, you need to be in a member's world and have the Earth Warrior Champion scroll, which is a 1 in 5,000 drop from Earth Warriors. And if you don't know how to do that efficiently, make sure you check out my guide that's on my channel. In order to kill the Earth Warrior Champion, you have to go go to the Champions Guild, which is just south of Varrock. So you can go ahead and teleport south of Varrock and run to the south to the Champions Guild. Once you are here, you can open up the door and then open up the trap door that is by the stairs and then climb down the trap door. So every single boss for the Champion's Cape has a special rule, and this special rule is actually just no prayer. It is a level 102 Earth Warrior, so keep that in mind. If you're a lower level, you may want to wait until you're a higher level, because if you die or have to teleport out, you lose the Champion Scroll itself and have to get it back from a drop that is 1 in 5k from those Earth Warriors. As far as the inventory, again, you can't use prayer potions because you can't use prayer. Well, you can use prayer potions, but you can't use prayer, so it'd be pointless. So I would just fill it up with food and whatever else you want to use. As far as the equipment goes, you can use whatever combat style you want. So for me, I'm just going to use magic because I'm recording a few of these videos, and I can use magic for all of them. Use magic, range, melee, whatever your highest gear is, and just walk up and start smacking them. So with that said, when you're all ready to go, use the Earth Warrior on Larxus. And Larxus will say, for this fight, you're not allowed to use any prayers. Are you sure you want to proceed? Go ahead and say yes. Let me at him. So go ahead and climb down the trap door, open the door, and then there is the Earth Warrior. Go ahead and smack him. Again, if you die, you have to go get the 1 in 5k Champion Scroll back. So I highly recommend not dying here. So make sure you bring some, enough food, all that fun stuff. But if you're a higher level, it's not a very hard fight at all. As you can see, we just took him down. We got 432 Slayer XP and Hit Points XP. Once you're done, go through the door again and climb up the ladder. Once you're up the ladder, go to the north, and there is actually a chest of champions. Here, you get a extra XP lamp. So once you go ahead and click on it, it'll say, congratulations, you've defeated the Earth Warrior Champion. Here's your reward. Go ahead and rub the champion lamp. And the lamp will give you 4,320 XP in Slayer and hit points if you want it. So go ahead and you do you. And that is all there is to the Earth Warrior Champion. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to defeat the Jogre Champion for the Champion's Cape on old school Runescape. For the requirements, you need 32 quest points and to also be in a member's world and have the Jogre Champion scroll obtained, which is a 1 in 5,000 drop from Jogres. If you don't know how to get them efficiently, make sure you check out the quick guide on my channel. So the location you need to be at is the Champions Guild. The Champions Guild is south of Varrock. So teleport to Varrock and just run south. Once you get here, you can go ahead and open up the door and then click on the trap door by the stairs and then climb down the trap door. For every single champion for the Champion's Cape, they actually have special rules. This champion is a Jogre that is level 107, so if you're a lower level, you may want to wait, because if you die or teleport out, you will actually lose the Champion Scroll and have to do it all over again, and ain't nobody got time for that because these take hours to obtain one scroll. So the special rule is that you can only use magic or melee, so do not come in here with range. Do not use range. If you do, leave a comment below that you used range, because it'll be funny. No reason at all. It'll just be funny. So again, you can only use magic or melee. Me personally, I'm going to go ahead and use magic, but use whatever you feel most comfortable with and whatever you have the highest level for. Also, I do want to call out that it can actually poison you. So bring in anti-poison, because the poison actually starts at 8. So if you're in the fight for a little bit, it could actually start to really tick down and do a lot of damage. So just keep that in mind. Again, for your equipment, bring melee or magic, weapon, and armor. Again, I'm going to be using magic personally, and I have a trident, so we should kill him halfway quickly. So the rest of your inventory, fill up with food, an anti-poison or super anti-poison, whatever you want to use for that, and your champion scroll. Once you're ready, go ahead and click on Larxus. Use the champion scroll on Larxus. He will say, are you sure you want to fight him? For this fight, you're not allowed to use any ranged attacks. Again, magic or melee. Do you want to proceed? I'm going to say yes, let me at him. Trapdoor opens up. Go ahead and climb down. Open up the door, and there is the Jogre. We're going to go ahead and smack him. Again, for you higher levels, this will be super easy, and you don't really have to worry about it. Lower levels, there it is. He poisoned me, so I'm going to go ahead and drink an anti-poison. Again, lower levels, this is going to be a little bit of a struggle. Higher levels, you should have absolutely zero problem. And once he is defeated, we will get 480 Slayer XP along with 480 Hit Points XP. Go ahead and go through the door, climb up the ladder, and once you're up the ladder, run to the north. There is a chest of champions, and the chest of champions, when you go ahead and click on it, will say, well done, you've defeated the Jogre Champion. Here's your reward. It will give you a champion's lamp, which will give you 4,800 Slayer XP and Hit Points XP. You can go ahead and proceed if you would like. If not, you do you. And that is all there is to the Jogre Champion fight. Today's video is how to beat the Lesser Demon Champion in Old School RuneScape. For those of you guys that don't know the most efficient way to get the Lesser Demon Champion scroll, make sure you check out my quick guide on that. But let's get into the video. The requirements are 32 quest points, you have to be in a member's world, and you must have gotten that 1 in 5,000 drops from Lesser Demon of the Lesser Demon Champion scroll. The location of the fight is at the Champions Guild, which is just south of Varrock, so go ahead and teleport to Varrock and run south. And once you run south, it is at the Champions Guild right here. Once you get to the Champions Guild, make sure to go on in, open the trap door that is by the stairs, and climb down the trap door. Now, every single boss in the Champions fight does have a special rule, and the Lesser Demon Champion special rule is that you cannot use any equipment, including weapons. So for this fight, it is recommended that you use the highest combat level of rune that you have. The Lesser Demon itself is also a level 162. Also, make sure that you are able to protect from magic. It does hurt you with melee and magic attacks, so you'll be wanting to stay away from melee distance and just spam him with magic attacks. For this, I personally am going to be using Fire Wave. For those of you guys that are higher and have Wraith runes, you can go ahead and use your Surges, but I haven't runecrafted them because Iron Man and my runecrafting level, I don't even think is high enough to runecraft them. So that said, for your inventory, it should kind of look like mine. You should have your Lesser Demon Champion Scroll, runes for the highest combat spell that you can cast. Prayer potions is going to be a must in case you run out of prayer. You don't want to be that person, because remember, if you die in this fight, you have to go back and get that 1 in 5,000 drop from lesser demons, and if you're like me, that took over 6,000 kills, so you really don't want to do that. You also should bring a magic potion to boost your magic level, as well as food. So you can take a look at my inventory and see if that is kind of something that you want on that one. And again, equipment, there is none. It does not exist. When you are all ready with that, go ahead and use your Lesser Demon Scroll on Larxus. He will tell you the special rule for the fight, and he says you're not allowed to use any weapons or armor. Do you still want to proceed? Go ahead and say yes. The trapdoor will open and you can climb down and the fight will begin. Go ahead and throw on your Protect from Magic. Take your magic potion sip. And again, do not get too close to the Lesser Demon, because then he will start to melee you. As I did right there. Don't do that. That is bad. I wonder why I keep running. Oh, because I have auto retaliate on. Aha! So pro tip, turn off auto retaliate. That is 200 IQ right there. Do not keep auto retaliate on. That is going to be bad. Hopefully we can start doing some damage here. This is not good. There we go. We hit a 16. So this is just going to take a little bit of time. It is annoying that you have to keep clicking the spell. There we go. We hit a 23 big hits, and we still have plenty of prayer left. This is why you bring it so many prayer potions in case this happens to you. Again, I recommend doing this at a higher level, because if you're a lower level, you may die or run out of time on killing him by the time you run out of prayer potions, and you don't want that to happen. And we are getting the baby hits. There we go, 27. I just had to say something. That is our max. And then we got a 18 hit right after that, which is good. Making some solid progress. And again, just make sure that you're keeping track of your prayer, because you do not want to die here. That would be terrible. And we almost have him defeated. I'm going to go ahead and drink a sip of prayer potion so I don't accidentally forget and I have to worry about it later. Again, it took me 6,400 kills in order to get the scroll. I am not trying to do that again, although I did gain basically a range level and a half. Man, this is like when you're downloading something and you get basically all the way there, and the last like 10% takes longer than the first 90%. That's what it feels like right now. One more big hit. I think that'll do it. There it is. And once you defeat him, it'll say, well done, you defeated the Lesser Demon Champion. Here is your 592 Slayer XP and Hit Points XP. When you are done, go ahead and open the door that you came through. Oh, look at that. Well done, brave adventurer. I would test your mettle now. You may arrange a fight with Larxus at your leisure. All right, so again, that was the last champion I had to do in order to get the Champion's Cape. Now I just have to defeat the final boss. But once you are done, go ahead, run through the door, climb up the trap door, and run north to search the Chest of Champions. this chest will say, congratulations, you have defeated a lesser demon. Here's your reward, and it will give you a champion's lamp. Go ahead and rub that, and you can get 5,920 Slayer XP and hit points XP. It'll ask you if you want to proceed. You do you, and that is all I have. Good luck in defeating him, and hopefully you were successful. Today's video is a quick guide on killing Leon Decor, and I probably butchered the crap out of that. It's going to be a quick guide to get your champion's cape. The requirements are 32 quest points, you have to be in a member's world, and all other champions have to be defeated in order to fight him. He is the final boss. You should know where the Champions Guild is, but if you don't, you need to go to Varrock, teleport to Varrock, and run south. And the Champions Guild is right here. Once you get here, go ahead and run through the door, go down the trap door. There are special rules for him, just like everybody else. His special rule is that you cannot have any items in your inventory, and he's a level 141. Now, you're thinking, why do I have an item in my inventory? I'm going to drink this potion before I get into the fight and talk to Larxus. I would recommend bringing a super combat potion, or if you're using magic, a magic potion. Also, if you're doing melee, my melee setup is using proselyte. You can also use other armor that gives you big prayer bonuses. Or if you're using magic, you can't use runes, so you need to use something like a trident in order to do your damage, because your inventory has to be empty. So keep that in mind as well. You can't bring any prayer potions either. So he is a higher level. You can do this with magic, but I personally am going to be doing it with melee just because that's what my stats, like I just feel more comfortable with melee, and with the super combat potion, it's really going to boost up my melee stats. So highly recommend that. If you're a lower level, this is probably not for you. Before we get started, and make sure that your prayer is all the way up to its highest level, which mine is, I'm going to go ahead and activate my super combat potion. And then I'm going to talk to Larxus and go ahead and talk to him and say, yes, let me at him. The trapdoor will open, so go ahead and go down to the trapdoor, open the door, and throw on Protect from Melee because he hits like a truck. After this, if you have Piety, just go ahead and you can flick Piety if you want. But again, when you're this high a level, you just kind of murder him, and it's great. So literally within 5 hits, we killed him. And there is the Champion's Cape, and congratulations, you have defeated the Human Champion. You get 492 Slayer XP and hit points XP. Adventurer, you have defeated me in battle. For this, I congratulate you. Please accept my cape as a sign of your accomplishment. And there you see the Champion's Cape is in our inventory. Once you're done, go ahead and open up the door, climb up the ladder, and then run north and check the Chest of Champions. Just like any other fight. It'll say, well done, you've defeated the Human Champion. Here is your reward. You can go ahead and rub the Champion's lamp for 4,920 hit points XP and Slayer XP. Go ahead and proceed if you wish. And that is all there is to it. There is the Champion's Cape looking fly. This is more of just a cosmetic cape. It doesn't really do much of anything, but it's, you know, it's cool nonetheless. It's something that a lot of players don't have because a lot of people don't want to go through the struggle of going through the champions and getting the champion scrolls and all of that. So it's actually a pretty rare cape compared to most other capes. And with that said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like for the algorithm. Let me know if you have the Champion's Cape. If you need help with getting the Champion Scrolls or need quick guides on how to defeat the champions themselves, all my videos will be in a series a little bit later on that will show you literally everything you need to know on how to get the Champion's Cape. And with that said, thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Turn up the summer vibes. Get off your phone one time, but you'll come outside. Cause we all here chillin'. Yeah, it's the same old saying. No, we don't play no games. Oh, they wanna talk. Why they